Hey, what's up, everybody? It's another Mix It Up podcast. I'm your host, Joel Hawkins, and of course, let's jump into it. It's a new year. It's 2024. Let's be excited that it's not the dumpster fire that was 2023. All crickets aside. Today we're going to be doing, there's no H because today is the solo mission. I love that thing. So today we're going to be doing a little bit more in my wheelhouse when it comes to my business and things like that. So we're going to be discussing the 5 do's and don'ts of logo design. Now, I know this might be a little odd. You're like, Joel, I don't have a logo. Well, if you're tuning into this video, I hope it's because you are about to get a logo, you've had a logo, you've been through the process, you have a business or a charity or something that involves you needing some sort of branding. Because I'm going to give you some tips to help you out, because I can't tell you how many times that I wish my clients had known these tips before they came to me, because it makes working just so much easier. Number 1. Know what you want. Please know what you want. Do a sketch, find an idea, look at other logos and branding, look at color schemes, check some stuff out, Google some stuff. It's very important to know what you want, because you might be able to say, Joel, do whatever you want. I want to see what you can come up with. That's cool. Give you what you want in the first 2 options. That means I'm just spending more and more time trying to guess what you might like. If you don't care what you want, that's okay, because I've had many clients who are like, just do a couple mock-ups, let me see which one, blah, blah. Oh, I really like that one. That's good. But if you don't know what you want, it becomes problematic. It just takes forever and a day to get something done. Number 2, which kind of vies with what I just said, do not copy someone's intellectual property. I know you're like, oh, I would never do that. So many people do it. They think if they tweak it a little bit or change this or do this or use a different font that somehow it's not. Look, icons, pictorial, word mark logos, whatever it may be, if you're copying 95% of someone else's intellectual property,
don't you understand?
If they're able to prove that, and they're able, like if you can't get it trademarked because of this, and they're able to come after you, if you've been doing business for 2 or 3 years, don't think that you've gotten away, because they could come at you with a cease and desist and then have the history of you completely and automatically covered. Like, I mean, they could have like screenshots of when you've been using it, what products, labels, whatever it may be, and they have history with that. Then they can come after you for pretty much the entirety of you having that, which means they could get you for loss of income in business and things of that nature. You do not want to do that. I've had friends who had I've had clients who had companies ended up losing pretty much the shirt off their back because they just didn't think they'd ever get caught. You will. I'm just telling you right now. I don't do it because I don't want to take a risk of a client trying to come to me and being like, oh, it's your fault. No, it's not. I have documentation of everything that you said. I want to look just like this. I want to look just like Coca-Cola, just like Disney. Blah, blah. Yeah, that's problematic. Don't do that. It's dumb. I'm just saying. Number 3, very important, versatility, which can kind of be split up into 2 things, which I'll talk about, in 3 and 4. But versatility on 3 is basically vector is king. You can print a lot with vector. You can scale it up as large and as small as you want to, okay? If you make your logo in pixel graphics, as big as you make it the first time, that's as large as it'll be. You might be able to use Gigapixel and some other software like that, maybe blowing it up, but it's not going to look as clean. You might have to have someone eventually vectorize it just as it is. Which brings me to the next part of versatility, which is do not, and this is number 4, keep it simple, stupid. Do not have a logo with 184 colors, 24 gradients, 3-dimensional, shiny with chrome.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't do that. As much as stylized logos have their place and everything, a 1 or 2 color logo is going to be more useful when it comes to your branding across different mediums. You're not going to be able to embroider chrome. It doesn't work that way. You're not going to be able to print RGB bright colored logos in CMYK. They're going to be dull or darker, or depending on the color that you're trying to shoot for. It also depends when it comes to the printer, when it comes to the material and the medium, and what coatings are going on it. There's a multitude of different variables that exist, so keep it simple, stupid. You'll have an easier time getting things done, and you're not going to pay an arm and a leg to get something printed or made. I'm just telling you. You can have stylized logos on certain things, website headers, graphics, advertisements, but Keep it simple, stupid. And last but not least, definitely one of the things I've seen, just way too much when it comes to this. So, of course, the last but not least, and this is very much an important thing, your logo, your branding, everything for your company, it's for other people, not you. If you have niche taste that most people, mass appeal, don't like, that defeats the purpose, because in reality, it'd be like having the front of your store and it's got blood and, bodily fluids all over it. There's a guy shooting heroin in the front of it, and you're not going to walk into that store. You're not going to start doing business with that person. So don't have a trash logo. Don't use tiny, skinny fonts or anything like that where you can't read it anywhere. It has to be legible. It has to invoke the emotion and reach the demographics that you're looking for. You're trying to sell good customer service. You're trying to sell good products, good services. You're trying to sell yourself. So don't make it so that it frightens people or bores them, or they overlook it, or they don't recognize it and it's not iconic in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, don't do that. Just make good stuff. Just make good stuff. That's all I'm saying. Hope you get that.
I know, I'm crazy.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, when it comes to logos, you want to make sure that you're trying to put your best foot forward. That's the purpose of a brand. You want to stand the test of time. You may not go that way with your company, but you'll want to stand the test of time with your customers. So the only way to do that is to make sure your branding is on point. And I hate using this word. Synergy is important. So make sure your logo is going across all of your media. Don't have 5 different logos. That's just super weird and odd. And I've seen a lot of companies do that where it's like, hey, I have 5 different logos. One on my Twitter page, one on my, my website, one on my Shopify site. Wait, you have a website and a Shopify site? Yeah. I think you're splitting too many platforms there, but yeah, just don't do it. Look uniform, branded across the bar, make it all look good. Okay. So that is my top 5 do's and don'ts when it comes to logo design. Okay. We're going to be putting out more of these over the next couple weeks, so be sure to check them out. We'll try to put up tips about marketing, SEO, and a bunch of other stuff that we've had experience dealing with. So you guys have a wonderful day and better health, better wealth, my friends.